On. Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to another of these short videos that we are preparing on different subjects, explaining the technology, Eternity's technology, and various other exciting developments from the Eternity ecosystem. Today we have Filip from AMPnet, who is going to share some information about AMPnet. He's going to explain what it is, how it uses blockchain, how it could be used by I guess anyone, and also give the details about what's coming up in the AmpNet world, like what are the next months kind of going to have in terms of announcements. And hi, Philip. Thank you
Hi,
for
hi.
thank you for being here.
Thank
Maybe
you
we can
for
start
having me.
with a short introduction about what is your role? I see that of course you are the CTO of AmpNet, but anything else that you would like to add in terms of your own personal experience or professional? I mean, professionally, and then we can jump into the main question that we start with, which is what is AmpNet and what problem does it solve?
Yes, thank you. Well, thanks for having me. Firstly, hello to everyone watching this. As you can see, maybe here, I'm a AMPnet CTO. I got involved with this project maybe 2 years ago, while the idea was nothing like the thing we are doing today, and it actually came. I got involved with it during my final year of college. So after I graduated, things started rolling out fast, and we got involved with Eternity guys, and we went through their incubator program, and then everything else positive has happened since then. Yeah.
Okay, cool, great, and so let's jump into AmpNet then. What would you say is like what is AmpNet and what is the problem, the main problem that it solves?
So as I mentioned, we pivoted the idea. The first one was to create smart EV chargers, which could be placed anywhere in the world, and you could unlock them with your mobile wallet, your crypto wallet. You could then, after unlocking it, you could charge your car. After you disconnect the cable, it automatically locks out, and then you are charged for the electricity you consumed automatically on your mobile wallet. Now, this was a great idea. I like it very much. Somebody is going to earn a lot of money once with this idea in the future. But the moment was not the right moment for us to make something like that, because the EVs were still relatively rare on the streets. So then we had to pivot our idea. Eternity team helped us a lot. Addition to our team, Edo Jerkic, who is a big professional guy in the sector of renewable energy sector. He helped us pivot our idea. So we ended up developing tools and enabling smaller communities to bootstrap their electricity utilities. So the main idea is for us to enable communities to create renewable energy sources, maintain them, and also be a part of electricity exchanges, global electricity exchanges, like one single entity, right? But with distributed voting powers and with community being owner of their power plant. So that was the idea that kind of crystallized after a certain period of time, and we've hit this niche whereas a lot of our competitors were like, they had the binary, they see this problem as with binary choice problem, right? So you either are fully centralized like we are today with the large utility companies, oil companies and everything, and then there is on the other side you have like full decentralization, like everyone in the community in the world is both producer and consumer, and that is also something that is hard to achieve, but we kind of put ourselves in the middle there, and we want to use best of both worlds to speed up the process of transferring to renewable energy sources.
That sounds very interesting. So, as far as I understand it, like AmpNet has the goal to kind of create this like global community of little communities
Yes,
of energy producers, like renewable energy producers, which can, depending on like whether the grid supports it, to actually share this or sell the energy generated by their renewable sources to the rest
exactly.
of the network, and then kind of decentralized energy production in a way.
Exactly. Because we see the current system is inefficient. There is already some signals that that's the case, as you
Mhm.
might maybe notice these days. And of course, we just we want to speed up the process. So the first product that we're launching, and we are launching it in a matter of weeks, maybe, is the first step of this process. So you have to have a way for communities, for regular people to
Mhm.
organize themselves easily, to gather
Mhm.
themselves, to collect the money and resources, and then to bootstrap the renewable energy projects. So the idea is for general people to be able to easily invest in their local, be it local or remote, doesn't matter. The important thing is that we're investing in these resources, but if they are local to them, even better, because they like have direct contact with and the usefulness of the thing. So we want to provide a way, and we are going to do it with our first product for people to kickstart renewable energy power plants. The idea is simple. You're going to be able to register on platform. You're going to have your wallet, crypto wallet initialized, and you will be able to browse to join a cooperative. Your in your neighborhood or any other cooperative in the European Union, if you are also a member of the European Union. And you will be able to browse through the projects, pick the one you like or many more, and then just invest your funds, top up your wallet with fiat or even maybe crypto. We're going to decide on that. And you're going to be able to invest in projects that you like in a matter of click.
Okay, so and this is where the blockchain comes in, right?
Yes,
It's used for this the crowdsourcing part or the
yes.
crowdfunding part of the project.
Yes, so the platform itself has both centralized and decentralized parts, because some were ideal for our platform to be centralized, and we also had to make them centralized because to comply to all the regulatory norms and compliances here in European Union. But the core of the platform, so the transactional part, wherever the money and transactions come in, is implemented on blockchain using smart contracts, of course, on Eternity blockchain, which proved to be a good decision because Eternity has matured a lot in the past few months, and the support gets better every day. So we also like many of the new features on Eternity blockchain, and the core part of our platform, as I've said, is implemented as a form of smart contracts. So when you wanna fund a new project, the I don't can I go like in details about this blockchain stuff, or are we
Sure. No, no, I think it will be interesting. Yeah, sure.
yeah, I just wanted to cover that part. So when you actually are funding a new project, smart contract, one smart contract is deployed for each new project, right? And
Mm-hmm.
that smart contract in its state, it holds a list of its investors and their respective amounts of investment, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty easy to track everyone's investments, and of course, when projects are created and finished to the end, and the power plants are starting to produce and sell electricity, it's very easy to automate the revenue share payout process using smart contracts.
Mm-hmm.
So each time, let's say monthly or yearly, as the power plant generates revenue, power plant admin can easily pay out dividends to or share parts to each shareholder using automated smart contract functions. So that was the part that kind of fit well with our idea. But also, why we're using blockchain here is that there is a bigger picture here. So as I've said, we wanna help and enable the whole process, not just the booting up of power plants and make them up and running. So that is the first step. Then the second step is we wanna provide tools and software for those power plants to be to easily for people to easily operate those power plants, so that owners can track power production, consumption, stats like that, to make bills and invoices for customers, also to easily pay their invoices. And then that's the second phase. Then we have also the third phase, the crown of this, and that's the electricity exchange interface. So we want to connect all the smaller communities, let's say in one region or in whole European Union, and make them act like one big power source. So then they can be a big player on global electricity exchange, and they can also make decisions and trades based on their democratic voting rights. So as you can see, the blockchain here is the perfect fit actually for what we want to do with all this decentralization of power sources.
Yeah, it sounds like the blockchain can be very helpful to kind of track who owns what, who needs to get what,
Exactly.
and also the transactions. I guess it will be also possible. For example, if I buy a certain share, let's say 100 of the smart contract tokens of a specific project, then I can I sell a 50 to a different person?
Actually, that's also a part of phase two, where we want to to create an interface, exchange interface for people wanting to trade their shares amongst themselves. That's a big step, because today, when you are investing, let's say you are an investor in a new power plant somewhere, but in a regular way, not using our platform, then it's a big burden for you to sell your share after some time. Let's say you want to sell your share for this reason or the other one, you are going to have a lot of problems making that happen, because lots of paperwork and lots of overhead stuff that boilerplate stuff that you have to go through. So the big step here and the big feature of our platform would be also to make it easy for users to simply sell their shares. That we have to still work on that a little bit more, because we also have to think a lot about regulatory compliance and the laws, because then we are on a slippery slope. But that's definitely something that we are gonna implement soon. Yeah.
Yes, that sounds very interesting and sounds very blockchain-like, so to say.
Yeah.
It kind of sounds like these shares are actually could be accepted as possibly as securities. So maybe you need to go into that regulation, and I kind of
Yes.
foresee that the regulation will kind of grow with these type of projects such as AMPnet to accommodate to improve the experience for the users and to make
Yeah.
these things possible. So as I see it, there are two kind of like requirements apart from like the blockchain side that need to be met in order for a person to participate. I guess one thing is to have a good project which can generate electricity. For example, if I don't know, in Spain, let's say, because it's a more sunny place,
Mm-hmm.
you can say, for example, I can buy this type of like panels that can generate electricity, and I'll announce this as a project on AmpNet, and then anyone from the European Union, I guess, can sponsor that project, and then
Yes.
once the funds are there, the execution of the project can start.
Exactly.
So this is one of the requirements. I would say it's to have a viability of the project. So you are in a place which is kind of suitable for this type of renewable energy to be generated.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So this kind of excludes a number, I would say, of the European Union. Although there is not only like energy coming from the sun, but there's also wind. There are different types of renewable
Yes.
energies that are suitable for the different countries. Which of these would you say is the most suitable for AMPnet, or does it matter at all? Um,
Well, you have to understand that when these projects are being created and are being planned to be realized, the technical analysis and the preparations for before that happen before these projects even start are they really are getting better and better. So I don't know, like 10 or 20 years ago, it was a pretty risky investment because many of those projects would fail. So the analysis was not correct, or there was not enough data, or you name it. So, but today it's when you see the serious projects and the documentation for those projects, it is really great. So you can actually calculate upfront some of the numbers, or expected return on investments, and they happen to be more and more correct as the time goes on. So that's the one thing. We wanted to get closer with our product, to get closer with the investors. So people who are creating projects are still probably going to have to be some organizations, or let's say a bigger group of people, someone with experience or connections to other people in renewable energy sector, of course. But at least we are going to make it easy for the other side of this story. So for the regular investors who don't know a lot about the subject, to easily invest and get involved with these kind of projects, because it's not only about the profits that you're going to expect, because these investments are great on the long run and pretty stable, more stable than the classical stock market. These are good investments, but a lot of people are investing because of their because they see a world in a certain way, and they want to make an impact, and they want to do what they can with their money to make a difference. And you would be surprised how many of these kind of people are there outside.
yeah, this sounds like a really, really great initiative. It's basically, as if I can sum it up in one sentence, it's like something like the AMPnet is enabling STOs for renewable energy projects, which is very interesting, and also allowing more people to join this. How I imagine it is, for example, I think of, like, I have a good piece of land and somewhere in Bulgaria where I can install solar panels, but I need the funding to do that, and I can announce this on the AmpNet platform, and then get provide all the documentation, of course, like all of this, the analysis of why this could be a successful project, and then anyone can possibly support me or crowdfund this initiative, and then based on their share to get some revenue back on a monthly or a yearly basis. So this sounds really, really great, and I have actually worked for in the Ministry of Environment and Water
Oh.
in Bulgaria, and I have dealt with environmental policy. Actually, the European emission trading system,
Mm-hmm.
which is based on trading of different emission allowances. So this anything which is related or helpful to the environment is kind of like close to my heart, I would say. And this sounds like a really, really great project, and I really hope you guys will be like very successful. And I had a couple of other questions, but you also already answered those. Like, for example, who can use it? Basically, anyone will be able to, I guess, invest, support a project.
Yes,
Uh,
but I add that, of course, you have to go through the regular
yeah,
KYC
yeah,
procedures, even though we are, of course, a blockchain project, but
yes.
that's something that has to be done. And also, there are going to be some limits for new users. You're going to have some security levels of approved users. So in the beginning, you may be able to invest amount X maximum, and then maybe we are gonna make it bigger when we feel that it's safe to do so.
Okay, I understand. And is there a requirement, actually, that was my other question, to have a smart grid where you are in order to like create a project? Because you are selling the electricity back. Ah, there's Luca. Hi, Luca.
Sorry, guys, I was on the meetup.
Hi,
It's,
Luca.
it's fine. We are actually almost at finishing up here. But yes,
Okay.
my question is like, does it make sense for? Is it a requirement to have a smart grid in the country where the project is being executed, or there could be some other arrangement with the government about like this the generated electricity? Because here in Bulgaria we are
Mm-hmm.
not into the smart grid thing yet, but but I know that energy, like renewable energy producers, were kind of subsidized by the government in a specific way in the past, and they had an arrangement that if they produce electricity, they get some preferential rates for that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
Well,
yeah, what is the?
I think it's good that we are attacking both grids, the official ones, let's say, like so the utility company owned ones, and also the smaller grids, let's say in underdeveloped countries. That would be a great use case for us to have this implemented in underdeveloped countries where the electricity is still a big problem. But as I see it, the utility companies are probably going to realize in the near future that their role in this new moment is going to be grid. They are going to be grid providers and infrastructure providers, and that's fine. They are probably aware of it. They are probably going to make some shifts in their business models, but I think that they're going to that we could work together, and that could be a good thing to do. So we already have the infrastructure, and if they have a goodwill, the good things can happen there definitely. But this is a good beginning. So let's take a grid from them. Let's make them buy that produced electricity from renewable energy power sources. Baby steps, and we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. It really, really sounds like a great project to me. And as you said, for developing countries, this could be really revolutionary, I would say. I think it would be nice to first kind of test and develop the platform further, like first launch it, of course, then develop it. But I think it could be very well, like the idea behind it could be exported to developing countries where these but where actually like this could have an even larger, I would say, impact and really
Definitely.
and definitely like improve the way people live there and like improve their access to electricity at the very least. So like final question, like what could we expect from AmpNet in the next weeks or months? And yeah, should we get excited?
You should definitely be excited. Yes, we are polishing our first product in our pipeline. So the crowdfunding platform, we are doing some little tweaks and stuff, but the product is basically finished. The integration with Eternity blockchain is over and successfully completed. So we are doing some tests, we are checking our security. We are seeing how everything runs on Eternity testnet. Is everything having a good uptime? And what problems do we face? And then after that, maybe let's say a few weeks from now, we are going to have our first beta product, which is going to be launched here in Croatia in Cooperative for Ethical Financing as our first client. And then we are going to test and see how everything works. Hopefully, it's going to be a big deal.
Nice, great. Like I'm pretty sure that the eternity community is really looking forward to one of the first applications of the blockchain, and I'm very happy that you have a good experience with the speed, I guess, and efficiency of the eternity blockchain. And yeah, thank you for this short interview. It was very enlightening for me. I hope the community will appreciate it, and we actually plan to do more of these with some of the other Starfleet teams in the future. We already have a couple of other teams that are in queue, so to say, for another of these sessions. So expect those very soon. And thank you, Filip, once again for being here and being so eloquent and explaining what AMPnet is, what problems that it solves. And I really wish you all the best of luck. And we are looking forward to the launch of the platform. Thanks.
Thank you very much. Thank you.